Woolridge at the left against Kite at the right, controlled by Ainge and by Brigham Young, and the Irish came close to a steal, but not quite enough. Now, Notre Dame is known as a muscle team inside, but Brigham Young University Jeff Mullins can match up muscle for muscle against the Irish inside.
Early, we're seeing the strategy. Notre Dame in a diamond and one, playing Danny Ainge man-to-man as John Paxton, the rest of the Notre Dame team in a diamond zone.
All right, now it's Trapuka who's laying off Craig. Paxton is on this side with Ainge. And BYU trying to figure out now how to contend with this Notre Dame defense. It sends Roberts into Woolridge, and Roberts has fouled.
Good defense by Orlando Woolridge. Roberts, a very good scorer for BYU, averaging 19 points a game. Also a good driver, as we saw that time, but he was called for the charge.
Now, Digger Phelps Ball Club will come up the floor with Tracy Jackson, one of their many seniors. Jackson, a very consistent ball player, but this is their creative leader. He is only a sophomore, Paxton 23. Trumbo comes in the corner near Woolridge, who has that left thigh heavily wrapped, but said earlier today the legs feel better than it has in weeks. It is Jackson for a 2-0 Notre Dame lead. Now, Jackson hit that from about 20 feet. He is a good shooter from just about any range.
He's an excellent zone shooter. BYU in a 2-3 zone. Tracy Jackson also is good in NCAA pressure. He had his best game last week, 21 points against James Madison.
All right, loose ball goes to Paxson, and Notre Dame is up by 2, might make it 4. To the baseline, Trapuka brings by Ainge. Ainge let Trapuka go right by him along the baseline. 4-0 Notre Dame after a minute and 30 seconds.
Notre Dame doesn't want to run with BYU, but that time they had the fast break and they decided they'd take it.
25-footer Craig doesn't go. Short one by Trumbull doesn't go. And Jackson throws it out of bounds. He threw a shovel pass right by the surprise Orlando Woolridge. Brigham Young, 16th in the AP poll, 17th in the UPI poll against the number 7 AP team in the country, Notre Dame, ranked by UPI as number 9 in the land. Notre Dame leads 4-0. Jackson is on the other side now against Ainge. Earlier they were playing Paxson against Ainge. Now Jackson has it. Ainge to the right of the lane, doesn't go. Rebounded Trapuka right away from the taller and stronger Roberts.
Nice one-on-one move that time by Danny Ainge. The ball was just a little short. Kelly Trapuka did a great job blocking off to get the rebound.
All right, Trapuka moves to the baseline, away from the ball handler Woolridge. He is to the opposite corner, to the weak side, and all along to the weak side, where Paxson will join him low in the corner. There's Paxson. Trumbo coming at Paxson, and then sloughs off. Brigham Young is trying to collapse right back into the lane in its zone. The outside men, Craig and Ainge. The low men, Roberts, Kite, and Trumbo playing away from the ball. Now it's Trumbo against Trapuka. Inside to Woolridge, deflected by Ainge. He has to beat Andre to the basket, and he's fouled by Tim Andre.
Great play by Danny Ainge that time. He's mad at himself for not making the shot. When he gets that ball out on the break, he has great acceleration. The steal is knocked out to Danny Ainge. Here's the pass, the high lob. It's deflected, knocked back, and Ainge takes off. He sees that Andre is going to cut him off, but he decides to go to the basket hard. Andre fouls him. He knows he should have made it, but he couldn't get that one to drop.
Ainge is an 81% foul shooter. He has scored the first Brigham Young point of the night, the catalyst of the Cougar attack. He scored 37 last weekend to eliminate UCLA, making both free throws. He makes it a 4-2 game.
BYU 0 for 5 from the floor, but Danny Ainge gets him on the board. An important 2 points for BYU.
Brigham Young stays in that 2-3 zone. Ainge, Craig outside. Roberts, Trumbo, Kite way inside. And banging, really banging against Big Andre. Jackson from the right of the foul line. Lets Woolridge shoot from the corner. That's the kind of shot that Woolridge used in the closing seconds to upset Virginia. 6-2, the Irish beat the Cougars right now. The Cougars do not have a field goal. They only enjoy the 2 free throws of All-America Danny Ainge. 16 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the first half. Trumbo from inside the left corner, and that's the first BYU field goal. Steve Trumbo, a big 6'8" sophomore. 6'4" Notre Dame. Tigger Phelps at the Irish bench, 39 years of age, and he'll squat like that for most of the evening. The turnarounder by Andre. The rebound is by Kite. Quick pass to Ainge. 2-on-1 break with Craig. 18-footer by Ainge, hanging and rebounded by Woolridge of Notre Dame. Jackson sprints down the floor with Andre to one side. Knocked away by Craig. Taken back by Trumbo. And Trumbo got whacked in the jaw by Trapuka. Kite with Jackson coming on him. Craig from the corner. It's a 6-6 tie.
And all of a sudden, the pace is BYU style. They're getting the ball up and down the floor, and they've tied the basketball game at 6-6.
Okay, BYU likes an up-tempo kind of ball game, and they've got the up-tempo beat for them right now. A 6-6 tie after 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Trapuka has yet to score. Pardon me, he has one basket, that's all. Andre at the foul line.
For the first time, BYU in a man-to-man defense.
Trapuka with a 14-footer, rebounded off the hands of Jackson of Notre Dame to become Brigham Young University ball. After 5 minutes and 2 seconds, there has been a timeout call. So with a timeout on the court, the score, Notre Dame 6, Brigham Young 6. Two free throws from the great leader Danny Ainge. Brigham Young shooting a cold 25% over the course of the first 5 minutes. And now Brigham Young tied 6-6 has the ball. To Ainge. Paxson plays him very close. Trumbo from this side, air ball. And it goes to Jackson of Notre Dame.
Trumbo had just hit that shot from about 15 feet. That time it slipped off his hand. Notre Dame basketball.
Well, Andre, their big screener, their rebounder and feeder at the foul line, just standing in between Ainge and Craig. Jackson over Roberts, who deflects the shot, and Ainge and Jackson bump shoulders. Ainge driving on Jackson. Jackson knocked it away. Great defense by Jackson. Trapuka slows it down.
Great move by Danny Ainge, a 360, but Jackson wasn't fooled and swatted it away.
Well, Mr. Jackson just gave Mr. Ainge a pretty good lesson. 6 minutes have transpired. These powerhouses tied at 6-6. Woolridge, big smile as he figured, well, I haven't got it now. Maybe I'm going to have it this time. And the rebound is up and good by Jackson.
Great move by Tracy Jackson inside, going up strong. The guard going inside against the bigger men, making a strong rebound and putting it back in. And he's got a chance for a three-point play.
Jackson has a three-point chance, perhaps coming his way. The foul is against number 50, Kite of Brigham Young University. That's the big fella's first. Jackson double figures in 22 of the 28 games this year.
Two great individual plays by Tracy Jackson. First the block, now the basket. And he's at his best in NCAA play.
Jackson with 5, and Notre Dame with a three-point lead. Forcing it up, but Craig's shot went anyway. Craig was off balance. He has 4 points. 9-8 Notre Dame leads now.
You can see that BYU wants to accelerate that basketball up the floor as much as possible. They're in the man-to-man defense now. Ainge on Paxton. Fred Roberts guarding Kelly Trapuka.
All right, Andre, who just gave up the ball, won't shoot that often, but guys like Trapuka, Jackson, and Woolridge will. Here's Andre, not looking for a shot, just looking for someone outside like Paxson to penetrate. And now Andre does shoot and score. Andre averaging just under 3 points a game, has his first basket tonight. Notre Dame's lead is 11-8. Into Roberts, fouled by Woolridge, and he fouled.
Offensive foul again on Fred Roberts, and Orlando Woolridge is smiling a little bit. Good defensive position.
Second foul on Roberts, their 6'10 junior.
Roberts gets the ball inside. He's got good position. He turns with the shoulder. Good call. Orlando Woolridge, good position.
Slowly, Jackson comes down the floor for Notre Dame. Woolridge looking for Tripucka in between Ainge and Kite. Tripucka goes right to Jackson near the wall. Here's Tripucka in the corner. Paxson. They're trying to create something, perhaps right now with Tripucka. Well, Jackson wanted to go Tripucka's way. He got fronted, he got back, and was in no position to get a pass. So Notre Dame wisely didn't go his way. Now they go to Tripucka, and Tripucka commits the foul.
Good defensive inside that time by Steve Trumbo. Good ball movement by Notre Dame, getting the ball all the way around. Tripucka saying, get it around, swing it around, I'm open. He gets it. Trumbo comes over to help out. Trumbo, pretty good position. Could have been called either way. The foul was called on Tripucka.
Well, Tripucka, who plays with a great deal of emotion, sometimes with abandon, played that time with too much abandon. Trumbo. They haven't got the ball as often as they'd like to. Ainge. Trumbo, another shot. Won't go down the hole. Kept alive by Kite, and Kite stepped out of bounds. So Brigham Young University right now unable to get the ball to its senior All-American, Danny Ainge.
That diamond and one, basically for the folks at home, a diamond and one. Your diamond is a zone defense played by 4 players. One man is guarding Danny Ainge man on man, making it very difficult for him to get the ball and also making it very difficult for BYU to execute their offense.
Tripucka stopped by Trumbo in that Brigham Young zone. Jackson comes out from the other corner, and they don't go out to meet the ball. Now, Craig kind of overplays Jackson to this side of the floor, so Tripucka comes out with a helping hand. They've got Jackson down at that baseline. Paxson, 16-footer, rebounded by Jackson, and I believe there's going to be a push-off rebound foul against Tracy Jackson. That'll be number 1 on him.
Good call by Lenny Wirtz that time. He was all the way across the court, but Jackson did use his left arm to push off. He was caught.
You saw Frank Arnold, who now for 3 consecutive years has taken his team to an NCAA tournament. His team is down by 3 at 11-8. If it can get Ainge back into the attack more, it could overtake Notre Dame. Top of the key, Craig around and out. Loose ball knocked away by Jackson. A 3-on-1 break. Tripucka, Jackson at the left, out of bounds and knocked away by Brigham Young. And what a hustling move was made by Craig of Brigham Young. Maybe too much. They're going to call Craig for a foul.
Steve Craig made a great effort. He had shot the shot. His momentum carried him forward to the basket. He was able to catch Tripucka from behind and maybe save his team a layup.
Notre Dame has it again with a 3-point lead after 9 minutes, 10 seconds of the first half. This is game 2 of our doubleheader tonight from the Omni in Atlanta. The first game went Virginia's way, and kind of easily as it turned out, 62-48 over Tennessee. And while Notre Dame swings the ball against that Brigham Young zone, in the first half, North Carolina leads Utah 27-25 at Salt Lake City. Here's Paxson, the creative Notre Dame leader, even though he's only a sophomore. He plays with the head of more experienced college ball player. That's Paxson. Big guy Andre way outside, and he is an imposing figure with that big body of his.
Notre Dame is moving the ball very patiently, making BYU play defense, play that zone. They're being very patient looking at the basket.
Tripucka forces up a 16-footer. Are they going to call it against Craig? They are. Craig just bumped too many Notre Dame people. Second foul on Steve Craig.
Tracy Jackson, as we mentioned, has had some of his best games in NCAA action. He already has 5 rebounds and 5 points, the leading rebounder and scorer in the game.
A call for a timeout with 9:56 to go in the first half, and it's Notre Dame 11, Brigham Young 8. The announcers for the program, approved and contracted by NCAA Productions. Notre Dame back on the attack again in that still 2-3 Brigham Young zone. Trapuka gambled with a pass to Woolridge. Basket good. Woolridge fouled.
Excellent play inside by Orlando Woolridge, but a great pass by Kelly Trapuka. As a result of that timeout, Digger Phelps now has Trapuka at the top of the key. Here he makes a great bounce pass inside. Woolridge goes up strong, fouled before the shot, but the continuation is good. He's got a chance for a three-point play.
Well, trouble in the trenches for Brigham Young University. Fred Roberts has just picked up his third foul and will sit down. Three-point effort by Woolridge, a 5-point game. Timo Saarlainen, a 6'6" freshman from Finland, for the foul-troubled Roberts. Ainge hasn't got a field goal yet, still doesn't have one. Rebounded by Kite of Brigham Young. Saarlainen, who just came in, air ball. It goes to Notre Dame. Stays with Notre Dame. Woolridge didn't see Trapuka loose at the baseline. Was having difficulty controlling the ball. Time left first half, 9 minutes, 13 seconds. It's been Notre Dame's first half most of the way, leading at 14-8. Ainge comes out towards Jackson. Trapuka couldn't go down the lane as Kite prevented any idea for a Trapuka penetration. Notre Dame with a 6-point lead. Again, for the first 11 minutes of this game, Brigham Young has only got 3 field goals. Trapuka's shot didn't go. There is a rebound foul against Andre of Notre Dame, the big guy's second. The 6'10" sophomore with 2 personal fouls.
Kelly Trapuka had moved to the wing, got a good look at the basket. That's his patented shot, just a little long. Andre going up strong, called for the foul. Tracy Jackson again under the boards looking for the rebound, didn't get it that time.
What Brigham Young likes to have in a ball game, it has not enjoyed yet. It likes a quick tempo, has not had time to have a quick tempo because Notre Dame has had the ball so long. Here's Saarlainen in to Kite, over Andre, and it comes out to Paxson of Notre Dame. So Brigham Young University shooting, which has only been 25% in this half, is still cold. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to play in a very low-scoring first half. Ainge, good defense versus Jackson. Trapuka stopped by Kite. Trapuka down low. Woolridge bangs it home. Now Woolridge says that he's not a showman when he does that. He feels he just makes his ball more competitive when he dunks it that way.
Well, he went up very strong that time, and again, Notre Dame is being so patient on offense, getting a good look at the basket.
Steps called against Brigham Young, trailing 16-8. All right, there is a timeout on the floor here at the Omni with Notre Dame 16, Brigham Young University but 8. It is 16-8. It's not so much that Notre Dame is shooting 50%. It's that Brigham Young is so cold, enjoying only a 20% evening for the first 12 and a half minutes of this game. Brigham Young playing Saarlainen, Kite, Trumbo, Ainge, and Craig. Saarlainen rebounds the missed Fighting Irish shot. Craig trying to pick up the tempo. Ainge does not have a field goal yet. He does have 2 free throws.
And John Paxson is dogging him from one end of the court to the other.
Paxson has had Ainge most of the evening. Here's Craig, and he's home with that shot. That's Craig's 3rd field goal. He's got 6 points. 6 of BYU's 10. Notre Dame leads 16-10. Now Brigham Young is playing man. It has snapped out of its zone. It's no longer playing zone. Ainge is chasing Paxson. Woolridge, yes. Woolridge with 4 field goals, 1 foul shot, leads everybody with 9. Notre Dame leads by 8, 18-10. Saarlainen from the foul line. Tapped up, and they're going to disallow it. They're going to call a foul against Kite. And Brigham Young University fans are beside themselves. Basket disallowed. Foul against Greg Kite to the displeasure of Frank Arnold at the Cougar bench.
Great effort by Greg Kite. The shot goes up. It's a little long. Here goes Kite towards the basket. He goes up between and over Andre. Good call. There was contact made. The tip did go in, but the basket does not count.
I tell you, it's not so much because that foul, Jeff, should not have been called. But there has been a lot of physical play with two big ball clubs like this. And earlier tonight, more physical play with fouls not called.
Absolutely. That was the kind of foul that perhaps the referee's trying to keep the contact down, keep the game under control. They called it. Andre will go to the line for a 1-and-1. BYU has 17 fouls.
Andre became a starter mid-January against Kentucky. The big guy's missed free throw, rebounded by Sarlinen of Brigham Young University. Ames without a field goal for the first 13 and a half minutes. Sarlinen over Tripucka. And the Finnish boy has a field goal.
Sarlinen looks for the basket as soon as he comes in. That's about his third shot. He got one to go down. Big basket for his team.
Notre Dame takes out a big fella, but an equally big-sized guy is in there. Joe Klein is on the floor for Tim Andre. Gary Furness is in for Brigham Young University. There he is playing Tripucka in that new defense. We say new because they'd gone zone most of the first half. Tripucka's baseline shot. Rebounded by Kite. What a quick outlet pass to Ames. Going against Paxton. Good defense by Paxton to slow down Ames. And Ballard's shot is no good. Trumbull rebounds. And I believe he's going to be called for steps. To the displeasure again of Brigham Young fans. They lose the ball.
Good play inside by Steve Trumbull getting the rebound. He did shuffle his feet. He's a little upset with himself, but it was a good aggressive rebound. Another mistake for BYU.
One official just warned Frank Arnold and the Brigham Young bench. Arnold told the official, hey, Notre Dame pushed off. You didn't call anything. 18-12 Notre Dame with 5:15 to play in an extremely low-scoring first half. Brigham Young University has averaged 80 points a game. Tripucka will be called for the foul. Tripucka saying, don't take that kind of a play away from me. Don't take it away from me, but they did.
Referee's calling it very close. Again, this is the area where we thought Tripucka might have an edge. He's on the baseline. He's momentarily open. He's a little quicker. Goes to his right. He's called for the charge.
All right, Bill Varner has replaced Tripucka. Tripucka at the bench with two personal fouls. A sophomore replacing him. Varner with good defense, joined by Jackson. Trumbull on the other side. He's done a lot of shooting. He can't score. Kite keeps it alive. Sarlinen keeps it alive. And Kite has scored. Great moves on the offensive glass by Brigham Young. Kite's first basket, and Brigham Young creeping to within 4. 18-14.
BYU keeps coming at you. That time they battled on the offensive boards. Greg Kite, very strong in there. Did a great job.
Woolridge to the foul line, and Trumbull won't let him progress any deeper. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go. A glamour game from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. One glamour team leading 18-14, and that's Notre Dame. I tell you, Notre Dame has great size on the floor right now. This fellow Klein, the equally tall Woolridge. Varner with pretty good size is in the Notre Dame left corner. Paxson outside the top of the key. Notre Dame trying to make Brigham Young come way outside to open up a lane, perhaps to provide a guy like Paxson or Jackson with some penetration territory. Time left, 3:45 in the first half. Phelps comes off the Notre Dame bench, right near the middle of the floor, and with his hands cupped around his lips, shouts something out to Paxson, to Jackson, and to Woolridge. There's Digger in that upper left-hand corner in his very familiar crouching style now. First half has 3:20 to play. Notre Dame stays ahead 18-14. Paxson looking for a hole, and Brigham Young won't give him a hole. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the half.
Digger Phelps, sensing that BYU has come alive, pulling to within 4, decides that we'll slow this momentum down. We'll slow the game down a little bit.
Well, the tempo advantage, the scoring advantage is right where Notre Dame would like it. Ainge with only 2 points is guarding Paxson. Paxson to the baseline. They're going to call a foul against Brigham Young, and also goaltending against Brigham Young.
Very alert play by John Paxton. He had a little opening to the basket. He put his shoulder down, went straight to it. Here he makes a move. All of a sudden he accelerates. He's in there. Kite called for the foul. The shot is up. Burness is called for the offensive goaltender.
All right, that is the third foul against Kite. His big teammate Roberts also has 3. And Paxson, here's Sarlainen back in for Brigham Young. Paxson going for a 3-point play. The Irish with a 6-point lead. This fellow runs the show for the Irish. 3-pointer, Paxson, only a sophomore. Notre Dame up by 7, 21-14. Ainge trying to fight his way loose to get a shot, and Paxson won't give him any room. Paxson playing Chester defense against Ainge. What a move by Balloff, Greg Balloff. He made quite a penetrating move, and it's 21-16 Notre Dame, 2:20 to go in the half.
Paxton again slowing it down, setting the team up. They're in kind of a stack offense. Paxton at the top of the key, the other 4 players stacked along the lane.
2 minutes, 5 seconds as Varner trips, and he trips over Sarlainen, called for his first foul. Last week, when Brigham Young opened tournament play against Princeton, Pete Carrill's Tigers did a splendid job against Danny Ainge for about 9 minutes, and that's about all that could last. Notre Dame has done a job, however, against Ainge for more than 17 minutes tonight.
Bill, one of the keys about a boxing 1 or a triangle 1 is as the scorer, you've got to be patient. You've got no choice. You've got to hope that your teammates will bring the team out of that, because otherwise you could throw your whole team out of sync. Danny Ainge, a long pass, a good pass. Balloff just couldn't hold on to it.
All right, the time left, only 2 minutes. Tripucka returns for Notre Dame. Varnes sits down. Tripucka in the ball game only has 1 field goal, and that was very early in this half. 21-16 Notre Dame with the ball. Ainge tough against Paxson. Sarlainen comes out tight to Tripucka, who breezes by him. Woolridge to the baseline, does it again. The first man to hit double figures, the senior Orlando Woolridge.
If he has a sore leg, I can't see it tonight. He's playing great basketball. When he gets isolated one-on-one, he's too quick for the BYU frontliners.
Brigham Young University trails by 7 with 1:20 to go. Balloff, air ball. Jackson, Notre Dame, has Klein at his left, Woolridge at his right, and it's Klein with an easy layup. They did the 3-on-1 break maneuver superbly. 25-16 with 1:04 to play. Well, for the first 19 minutes, Jeff Mullins of this first half, just about everything Notre Dame tries succeeds. Brigham Young just can't succeed, not yet.
Notre Dame has been very patient on defense and offense, and it's paid off. BYU a little bit anxious. Their top scorer is being guarded man-to-man, nose-to-nose. They're having trouble getting the ball to them. They're having trouble getting their break started because they can't seem to stop Notre Dame on the other end. So they're very frustrated right now, and Coach Arnold wants a timeout.
Now, Brigham Young University, which likes an up-tempo type of ball game, which completely overpowered and out-quick UCLA, for some reason, can't do it against the Fighting Irish.
Well, the ability to fast break really starts on the defensive end, and they've had very little luck containing. Here's the play by Notre Dame. Again, Orlando Woolridge isolated, goes up for the one-hand stuff. Another pass from Tracy Jackson to Woolridge. They've been quite a team today.
All right, Notre Dame has that good blend of experience and good shooters. Matter of fact, in many games this year, more than not, Notre Dame has shot 55% or better. It's had impressive wins against Kentucky, Indiana, Virginia, and Maryland. It's motion-type offense, doing everything that Digger Phelps right now had been hoping for. 25-16 Notre Dame. The Cougars have the ball in the closing 60 seconds. Paxson overplaying Ainge to the other side. Ainge coming towards the ball. Sarlainen's shot is home. He's got 2 baskets Notre Dame's lead dwindles to 7, 25-18 with 45 seconds to play. Ainge comes out towards Paxson, 40 seconds to play. Paxson is fouled by Ainge. Paxson went one-on-one and won the foot race against Ainge. When Ainge caught up, he fouled.
John Paxton seeing an opening again, going one-on-one using his great quickness. Ainge going up, prevents the layup, but fouls. And John Paxton is a very good free throw shooter.
Well, here's a fellow who made 6 different high school All-America teams. Great leadership for Notre Dame, although but a sophomore. Paxson, 1 field goal, now 2 free throws. Makes it 26-18 Notre Dame, 36 seconds to go in the half. Ball's in play on Paxson's second. He's 68% this year from the foul line. Rebounded by Jackson, fouled by Trumbo. That is Trumbo's first foul. 6'10" Roberts has 3. 6'11" Kite has 3.
Tracy Jackson has been rebounding with a vengeance. He went after that basketball, just beat the BYU players to the ball.
Tracy Jackson, the most consistent member of Digger Phelps' squad against James Madison. He was 10 for 16 from the floor tonight against Brigham Young. Jackson has 2 field goals, 2 foul shots. Digger's team leads 27-18. 34 seconds to play. Jackson, a 71% foul shooter, 7 points tonight, and a 10-point Notre Dame lead. Craig penetrating by the foul line. Oh, an outstanding one-handed rebound by Orlando Woolridge. 15 seconds to end the half. Notre Dame could go to the dressing room ahead by 10, maybe by 12. 8 seconds. 5 seconds with Paxson's shot. Rebounded by Jackson, blocked by Trumbo, and the first 20 minutes have come to a close. Notre Dame dominates completely Brigham Young over the first 20 minutes. At the end of the first half of play, the score is Notre Dame 28, Brigham Young 18. Back in a moment with our halftime show. All right, Woolridge at the right for Notre Dame. Kite, who has 3 fouls, jumping for Brigham Young. Notre Dame has the tap. Paxson looking right through the floor and looking over now what he'd like to create as we start the second half. Ainge plays Paxson. Ainge dropping right in the lane and laying off Paxson. Brigham Young started the ball game in zone. After it dropped behind and went man-to-man, Kite has fouled Tripucka. And that is the 4th foul on Houston's Greg Kite.
BYU starting off in a man-to-man. Woolridge hitting Tripucka on the opposite side of the floor. He beats Roberts easily, goes to the basket. 3-point play opportunity. Great drive by Kelly Tripucka.
Tripucka with his 2nd basket of the evening. His season's high, 30 against Kentucky. He's had 10 games this year in which he has scored 20 or more points. His totals tonight remained 4. Brigham Young University now for the first time in this closing half. Down by 12. Ainge limited to only 2 free throws in the half. Trumbo with an 18-footer, rebounded by Jackson of Notre Dame. So Brigham Young kind of anxious. Starts out real tight with its shooting in the second half. Still 30-18 Notre Dame.
Tracy Jackson with his 9th rebound. Very impressive statistic for a guard.
Ainge cutting off any passing lane that Tripucka might have found towards Paxson. The big fella Andre is way outside. Tripucka over Roberts.
Kelly Tripucka knows that Fred Roberts has 3 fouls. He also knows he's a little quicker than Roberts, and he's taking advantage of it. 2
Tripucka field goals. Now a 14-point Notre Dame lead. Ainge without a field goal, and it is good. He's got his first one. He's been fouled. Ainge, after 21 minutes and 21 seconds, has a field goal in this game.
Great individual move. Ainge fakes the shot, makes a nice move on Paxson. Paxson goes up a little bit. Ainge comes underneath. Little bit of contact there. Ainge puts it in. Great concentration by Danny Ainge.
Ainge, first team All-America Associated Press. basketball writers, UPI, Sporting News. He's only got a 5-point ball game. Notre Dame's lead is still 11, 32-21. Paxson very coolly to Big Andre. Big fella just as cool with the help of Woolridge. Notre Dame playing with tremendous confidence, and the rebound off the shot is by Roberts. Craig running and throws it right by Ainge. So the quick tempo of Brigham Young University really stalled.
They're so anxious to get their offensive machine going that they don't slow down just a little bit to make that good pass.
You know,
that time Ainge was wide open. He just threw it a little too high and a little bit too hard.
Notre Dame kind of facetiously sticking its tongue out at Brigham Young, saying, you guys move fast, we're going to go deliberate, we're going to go slow, we're going to find a hole somehow, some way. Tripucka checked by Sarlinen. Pretty good defense by that Finnish lad, Sarlinen. So Notre Dame says, well, we didn't succeed there, let's try something else. Sarlinen right with Tripucka. 17 minutes, 35 seconds left in the game. Paxson. Jackson back to Paxson again. Paxson may only be a sophomore, but doesn't play that way on the floor. Tripucka to the hoop. Before the shot, steps called against Tripucka. No basket. Brigham Young University ball. Notre Dame's All-American, kind of smiling at the call.
Good individual one-on-one move. Here Tripucka going into the lane. He tried to fake and shuffled his feet before the shot.
We look to the other end where Tripucka has fouled Craig. Tripucka's third foul. Andre has 2. Brigham Young University fouls, 4 on Kite, 3 on Roberts. Craig, shot block Jackson. Craig has it again from the corner. Steve Craig didn't give up. Tigger Phelps' team now has a 9-point lead at 32-23. It led 32-18. Brigham Young has scored 5 points in a row. 2 for Craig, 3 for Ainge. Tripucka, the ball kicked away by Ainge, and it stays Notre Dame possession. 16 minutes, 44 seconds to play. The winner of this game meets Virginia here on Saturday. Virginia beat Tennessee tonight, 62-48. Tripucka behind a lot of screens. His 18-footer is that good.
Great execution by Notre Dame, and out of bounds play. Tripucka comes behind a double screen. That's his patented 16-foot jump shot. Nothing but net.
Tripucka has all the Notre Dame points this half, 6 of them. Trumbo working on, and finally tapped in by number 34, Roberts. That is Roberts' first field goal of the night. In fact, his only points of the evening. So we were kind of emphasizing the Notre Dame defense on Ainge, but equally good Notre Dame defense on Roberts tonight also. Tripucka and jamming down the baseline. He's got an 8-point second half, a 10-point night. 36-25 Notre Dame, and Frank Arnold has to talk it over. 47-year-old Brigham Young University Frank Arnold is beside himself with a timeout. The score is Notre Dame 36, Brigham Young 25.
Also, Kelly's a little bit quicker. Notre Dame has been moving the ball but trying to isolate Kelly, and he's been working on him very hard and, of course, scoring very well.
Paxson like glue to Ainge. Ainge can't get a shot again. Craig tries his stuff. Steve Craig, a 10-point night. 36-27, Notre Dame's lead, 9. Pressure by Brigham Young. It does not bother the Irish one bit. Andre doesn't go the baseline route, so Notre Dame slows it down. The first time that Brigham Young uses pressure, Notre Dame breaks it.
And then they slow it up. John Paxson, again, great leadership, pulling it out, as you mentioned, teasing just a little bit, saying the score is on our side and the clock is on our side. Let's use as much time as we can. BYU fighting gamely, though, and trying to trap whenever they can.
Here's Sarlinen with Jackson. Craig meets Paxson. Tripucka to the foul line. They double team him with Sarlinen and Craig. The clock in Notre Dame's favor. There's a foul on Ainge for reaching in and walloping the big guy, Tim Andre. Ainge's second personal. Craig's got 2 personals. Kite's got 4. Roberts has 3. Trumbo has 1. Tripucka right at his Notre Dame bench with Paxson, the sophomore. Notre Dame kind of lulling Brigham Young to sleep. Craig kicked it out of bounds. 14:34 to play. In the first 5.5 minutes, Brigham Young has scored 9. Notre Dame has scored 8.
Kelly.
Jackson from the corner. Kind of a soft line driver, and Tracy Jackson with 9 points.
Steve Craig had fallen on the floor, slipped. Tracy Jackson was open momentarily and put it in. That's good basketball.
Jackson plays Craig very tough. Who's it rebounded by? Woolridge of Notre Dame. It's going to be called against Woolridge of the Irish, Orlando's first personal foul. He had a smile from ear to ear after they called the foul on him, saying, me. Oh,
BYU.
yeah.
Steve Craig had hit 2 jumpers in a row for BYU. However, there's Ainge from the top of the key, just a little long.
And he really forced it over the long arms of Orlando Woolridge. Ainge and Brigham Young University pressing right now with 14 minutes to play. Tripucka got a screen. As he went to the baseline, he was fouled by Saarlainen and fouled before the shot. Second foul on Saarlainen. Gary Furness out of Driggs, Idaho, replacing Saarlainen.
Coach Frank Arnold taking Saarlainen out of the game, putting Furness in. Tripucka again, same out-of-bounds play.
He just missed his first shot of the half. Craig drives successfully on Paxson. It's going to be defensive goaltending or offensive goaltending.
Danny Ainge had nothing to do. Steve Craig had shot the layup. It wasn't going to stay in. He was up in the air. Here's Craig going in. He's open. He goes up strong, lays it up a little too hard. Ainge is up there to cover it. It was coming out, and he hit it. No question about it.
All right, goaltending against Brigham Young. It's still 38-27.
Tough break for Brigham Young.
Pretty fancy moves by Woolridge. Paxson slows it down at the foul line. He knew that Craig wouldn't let him penetrate. Oh, an outstanding ball handler is Paxson. Offensive foul or defensive foul? A block. A block called against Brigham Young. The third foul on Steve Craig.
Good defense that time by Craig. Here he and Paxton going at it. Looked like to me that Paxton might have put a shoulder. Watch this change of direction. He really barreled in. Foul was called on Craig.
I'll tell you, if Paxton plays this good as a sophomore, what is he going to be with the ball, handling it when he's a senior?
Well, he's been very selfish too with Tripucka and Jackson and all these seniors. I look for him to be a better scorer next year because they're going to need it from him.
Tripucka got a little bit of daylight against Trumbo, and then Roberts really helped out. Roberts prevented any further driving moves by Tripucka. Still Notre Dame ball with 13 minutes, 8 seconds to play. Paxson perspiring freely, but doing a cool job looking over his Notre Dame offense. Away from the ball. Foul against Brigham Young.
Steve Craig, again, very aggressive on defense, was called for bumping Tracy Jackson.
That's his 4th foul. So Brigham Young has 2 people flirting with fouling out. Kite with 4, Craig with 4, and here's Greg Balloff out of Provo, Utah, coming in the Cougar attack. 13 minutes remaining.
BYU with a 3-guard offense now with Balloff, Danny Ainge, and Steve Craig in the lineup at one time. So they're a little smaller, a little quicker, perhaps able to apply a little bit more pressure.
And the longer Notre Dame plays with the ball. The more Paxson keeps looking from side to side, the more frustrated Brigham Young becomes. Ainge with only 1 field goal guarding Paxson plus 3 foul shots. Ainge with only 5 points with 12.5 minutes to play in the game. Andre went for Jackson, then decided otherwise. The steal is by Ainge to his Brigham Young bench. To the hoop is Roberts, and no foul. Even though 2 people went down, Roberts and Trapuka both went down. Asking Roberts, no foul. Either way, no foul.
Great steal by Danny Ainge, and also an excellent pass to Roberts going straight to the basket.
38-29, Notre Dame's lead is 9. It has led by 11. Again playing with the ball, again running the clock. Woolridge from Jackson.
Great feeding basketball. Paxton to Jackson to Woolridge, and a nice inside move by Woolridge.
Woolridge now has 13 points. Teammate Trapuka has 10. The steal is by Jackson, and another BYU turnover. Only 11.5 minutes to play. Notre Dame or Brigham Young trying to advance to the Eastern Regional Finals here Saturday against the University of Virginia Cavaliers. Right now it looks like Notre Dame's going to move there. Trumbull locked out Woolridge's move. Trapuka back to Andre and out of bounds off Andre's shoulder. Andre was looking for Trapuka to go all the way, was not looking for a feed.
That was good basketball. Kelly thought Andre was open, and he was, but Andre had already started looking for the rebound and getting position. Just miscommunication.
All right, Brigham Young hoping that somebody can have a hot hand. Maybe that they could run off 3 or 4 straight baskets. Into Trumbull, knocked away by Andre. I don't think Trumbull was looking for the pass either.
Well, it was a good pass by Bailiff that time, going to the hoop. He probably would have charged had he continued to go all the way to the basket. He's the only one that's been able to penetrate the Notre Dame defense.
Here's Roberts working on Trapuka, and Andre has scored. And they're going to call a foul on Roberts after the shot.
Good defense by Tim Andre. Great move to the basket by Roberts. Roberts, a very quick big man. Here's the ball in. He turns, goes to the basket. There's a lot of traffic. Andre is there. Good call, but the basket is good.
I saw Woolridge with one hand grab the rim, and they're going to call a technical. That's what they're going to call a technical against Woolridge for grabbing the rim. And the shooter of the technical, Danny Ainge, 81% from the line, 6 points tonight. At middle court, Brigham Young ball, and a big break for the Cougars.
Opportunity for a 5-point play. This could be a turning point.
Digger's saying, I don't believe you can make a call like that. And he figures also, I'd better cool off my ball players, but can't call a timeout quickly enough. A big break, and let's see if it pays off for Brigham Young. Stolen by Trapuka. So they didn't get the break they wanted. They could have had a 5-point play and lost it.
Every time Danny Ainge gets the ball, there are 3 Irish players all around him. That time he made a bad pass. It was deflected. Notre Dame steal.
Woolridge and Paxson and Trapuka cooling off the Irish again, who lead by 8. Well, it's an official's timeout. Not a team timeout, an official's timeout. Digger Phelps telling his South Benders what kind of an offense he wants to see them maneuver. Frank Arnold questioning just why there was an official's timeout.
Referee Lenny Wirtz said that the clock hadn't started. He's right, and they're working on it on the sidelines right now.
So let's see if they run it down. It shows 10 minutes and 42 seconds. They keep it at 10:42 as Notre Dame tries to inbound it against a fairly tough Brigham Young defense. Ainge chasing Paxson and also trying to reach in and steal.
Greg Maliff having to guard Kelly Trapuka, gives up about 3 inches.
It is off Trumbull of Brigham Young. For the first time tonight, Tom Sluty, a freshman out of Washington, D.C., enters the Notre Dame lineup.
Notre Dame now going with a 3-guard offense. Sluby, Paxson, and Tracy Jackson. A little more quickness. They'll be able to hold on to the ball a little bit better.
Andre has been replaced by Sluby. The steal is by Ainge, and he finds up the floor Trumbo. Roberts to the hoop. Basket and a foul.
Foul on Sluby that time. Roberts going to the basket. Excellent play.
That is really going to ignite Brigham Young and brings them to within 6.
Remember the steal by Ainge over to Trumbo. Here goes Roberts to the basket. Strong. Blocking foul.
So Brigham Young climbing its way back with a timeout. The score is now Notre Dame 40, Brigham Young 34. He was shut out in the first half. This three-point play by Roberts, if it succeeds, would bring Brigham Young to within 5. It does not succeed. The lead of Notre Dame is still 6. Ainge close to Paxson. Paxson not bothered at all. Sluby quickly finds Jackson, shooting over Ainge. Rebounded Sluby. Loose ball on the floor. It's taken back by Jackson and steps. No, 3-second violation. 3-second violation against Jackson and Notre Dame. Still leading 40-34.
Tracy Jackson's shot. Here's the battle for the rebound. 2 players have it. Jackson goes to the hoop. 3 seconds were called before that drive to the basket.
All right, the feeling of the crowd is that maybe they're coming back. Ainge with his second field goal of the half. An 8-point game for Ainge. It's now 40-36, and Brigham Young is really coming back, especially if they get Ainge hotter.
That was a tough shot by Danny Ainge. Shows why he's such a great basketball player under pressure.
Woolridge can't find a loose spot. Now Notre Dame kind of pressing just a bit, not playing with the supreme confidence it had been earlier, but Woolridge scores anyway with a neat one-hander. 15 for Woolridge.
Woolridge 7 for 8 from the floor. What a force he's been for Notre Dame. A little more quickness in there now for BYU with the 3-guard offense.
Notre Dame playing the muscular Sluby, the taller Woolridge right along the baseline. There's a holding foul against Notre Dame and too much muscle employed by Sluby. He has picked up 2 fouls in the last 2 minutes since coming off the Notre Dame bench. Here is Sluby, the freshman from Washington. And maybe they'll get Andre in for Sluby. That's what they're going to do. Sluby with his second personal, and the bigger and the taller kid out of Farmington, Michigan, Tim Andre, back in with his 6 feet 10 inches. Knocked out of bounds by Paxson of the Irish. 8:40 to play. It's Notre Dame with a 42-36 lead in the semifinals of the Eastern Regionals. The other semifinal tonight, Virginia 62, Tennessee 48. Craig, steps call. Steps on the anxious Steve Craig.
Craig trying to drive to the basket, faked left, let his foot slide a little bit, called for traveling.
Notre Dame, led by 10 at the half, has a 6-point lead with 8:30 to play. Paxson and the Irish also have the ball. They got Andre very high, screening right around the foul line. They got Woolridge even higher. They got Woolridge one side of the foul line.
They're in a delay offense.
Andre to the other side. Jackson busting to the baseline. Woolridge with a turnarounder. Woolridge with an 17-point effort tonight. Notre Dame by 8. It's on Paxson of Notre Dame, his first of the evening. And that's surprising with the kind of defense Paxson has employed all night long against Danny Ainge. First foul on Paxson.
Here's Woolridge with the basketball, fakes left, turns right. Nice jump shot, 8 for 9 from the floor. What a game he's played.
7 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this contest. Balliff lost it, and then it was deflected by Notre Dame. Big break for Brigham Young.
7th team foul on Notre Dame.
It is Paxson again. All right, we're now on the 1-and-1. And Greg Balliff out of Provo, Utah. Balliff only 58% for the left-hander from the line. But he's got his 3rd point. Brigham Young back to within 7. All right, this shot is in play. Takes 2, made both. Balliff disproving his free throw stats. The steal by Ainge, blocked by Woolridge, goaltending Woolridge, and for the 111th consecutive game, Ainge is double figures.
What a smart basket that was. Orlando Woolridge, between him and the basket, he floated it up real high. Woolridge could only goaltend if he hit it.
Well, Brigham Young University now breathing even more hotly on the backs and necks of Notre Dame with a timeout. It's Notre Dame 44, Brigham Young 40.
(44-40) Notre Dame.
Let's see if Brigham Young University's full court pressure bothers Notre Dame. They cannot double team Jackson. Now they come tightly to Woolridge in front court. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Brigham Young is within 4. Notre Dame toying again with the clock.
2 guards on the floor, Paxton and Ainge. Got to be tired. They've played the whole half. They've been playing tough defense on each other the whole game. Great effort.
Well, it's been pretty good defense most of the night. Paxton against Ainge, but just moments to go. Ainge really played Paxton tough, and the shot by Jackson doesn't go. Craig and Balliff now contending with Trapuka. Balliff with a 16-footer. The rebound by Roberts. A tremendous effort by Roberts. And Brigham Young back to within 2. 44-42 Notre Dame. Now Notre Dame wondering, can we prevent Brigham Young from tying and going ahead?
Fred Roberts 5 for 5 the second half after being in foul trouble the first half.
Trapuka, a hot second half. A 12-point game, 10 of them this half. Notre Dame by 4. Trumbo over Andre, short, rebounded. Roberts, he got fouled by either Woolridge or Andre. If he makes 2 free throws, Brigham Young is within 2 again.
Good effort inside by Fred Roberts. He's been playing aggressive despite his foul trouble. Shot by Trumbo a little short, kept alive in there by Balliff. Roberts goes up, he's fouled on the way up.
It's on Andre, his 3rd. Here's a final from out west. North Carolina over Utah, 61-56. 2 for Roberts. Big fella, has good rhythm and a smooth free throw shot. 9 points in this half for Roberts. He had 19 against Princeton, 17 against UCLA, 9 so far tonight against Notre Dame, which leads 46-43. 5.5 minutes remaining. That's it, 5.5 minutes. Brigham Young, 4.5 minutes into this game, back in the first half, did enjoy a 6-6 tie. Has never led in this game. Balliff, oh so close to Trapuka, but not quite close enough. Paxson a little one-on-one game, briefly with Ainge, who comes out right near the top of the key to greet him, and the steal and the pass to Balliff, and he's knocked to the floor, and he's fouled by Jackson, who picks up his 2nd Notre Dame personal.
BYU not gambling too much on defense, just playing good, solid pressure defense. Notre Dame commits a turnover. Balloff will be at the line for a 1-and-1.
The last time Balloff was there, he took two and made both. Here's a guy who's a 55% shooter from the floor, but only a few percentage points higher at this foul line. Tonight in this half, he is, however, 3 for 3 from the line this half.
And he's given his team a real lift. This three-guard offense and defense for BYU gives them more quickness on the floor, and it's been a problem for Notre Dame.
His one successful free throw makes it 46-44. 5 minutes to go. Paxson against Ainge, and they team up and double-team Tripucka, so Paxson can't hit from outside. And the loose ball goes to Roberts, and here come the Cougars, who might have a chance to tie it. Top of the key. Craig, it's not tied. Trumbull rebounds, and there's a foul against Notre Dame. Now they can tie it if they made the free throws.
Fast break. All of a sudden, the BYU style's coming alive. Rebound, steal, fast break. And then on the offensive boards, they've been a real force this second half. Here's the rebound, Trumbo. He goes back up strong. Good chance for a three-point play, but it wouldn't drop. He's got 2 free throws.
And they called Andre for his 4th foul. Trumbo, costly miss on the first foul shot. Now he cannot tie the game. He could only bring Brigham Young to within 1. 4:35 to play. Notre Dame leads 46-44. This shot is alive.
BYU has missed 3 free throws down this stretch. 4 now.
Oh, that hurt. He missed both foul shots. Frank Arnold is up at the bench and walking for a drink. Double team Ulrich, but the big guy not annoyed by the tight Brigham Young defense. 4 minutes to play. It's on Balloff, his first. 16 fouls against Brigham Young.
It's got to be an advantage for Notre Dame.
17 fouls.
Got to be an advantage for Notre Dame having a player like Kelly Tripucka, big, strong forward, but he can come out there and handle the ball when you want to go into your delay game.
All right,
perhaps next to Paxson, the best ball handler on the team.
Here's the 4th all-time Notre Dame scorer, Kelly Tripucka. Doesn't get the bonus. Now Brigham Young could tie it with a field goal. 3:55 to go in this glamour game. Paxson against Ainge. To Craig with a 20-footer that's short. And Craig has fouled Jackson.
Good pass by Ainge all the way across court. Craig has just picked up his 5th foul. Had a good look at the basket to tie this ball game. It wouldn't drop. Cross-court pass to Craig. He goes up, good form, good and straight, just a little short. Follows after it aggressively. He's called for the foul, and he'll go to the sideline.
Steve Craig, Brigham Young, 6' 3" senior, has fouled out with a 10-point game tonight. He'll be replaced by a fellow who's also in foul difficulty. Houston's Greg Kite, and the applause in the background is for Steve Craig, who tonight has fouled out for the 7th time this year.
Fouled out with 10 points, and he was an offensive factor for BYU, particularly at the start of the second half with his outside jump shooting.
Notre Dame up by 2. Jackson from the foul line is 71%. Jackson tonight has 10 points. Here's Craig, who has just fouled out. 47-44 Notre Dame. Jackson makes it 48-44. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to play. It looked maybe 10 minutes ago that Notre Dame was going to run away from Brigham Young, but that's no longer on the books. Balloff, is the field goal good or not? Is the basket good? They want to know. Is it good? They still haven't told us, and now they do say it is good.
Basket is good. Tracy Jackson, good defense. Looks a little bit hurt. Bailiff going to the basket very well for BYU tonight. Sees the opening. Jackson's there. Good concentration even after the contact. BYU players all around the ball trying to protect it. There's what happened. Greg Kite stepped on Jackson when he came down after the attempted rebound.
Jackson is limping down here at the other end of the floor.
They called the foul on Jackson. The contact or the pain that Jackson's feeling, Kite went up for the rebound and landed on his shoulder and a little bit of his face, it looks like. Purely accidental play, but it has to hurt.
Jackson has just committed his third personal foul. He's being watched very closely there at the Notre Dame bench, is still in some pain.
We'll take another look at the slow-mo. Here's the Kite going up, covering the ball, but not touching it. Jackson's down below as he comes down. He steps right on his shoulder and neck, and a big foot like that, perhaps his face too.
All right, Jackson can't shake it off, in severe pain at the Notre Dame bench. Bailiff gets a three-point play to make it 48-47. Notre Dame's lead is only one. Sluby has replaced Tracy Jackson.
John Paxson very cool against this pressure. BYU with their big men out front.
Woolridge off to Andre. Rebounded by Trumbo. Now Brigham Young going after its first lead of the night. Ainge inside the foul line. Brigham Young still trails. Paxson has the rebound right at the foul line. Ainge has his hands clenched, his fists are raised in the air. He's annoyed because he didn't make that shot.
Shot was right in there, just a little bit long, bounced out long.
Now we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Woolridge not annoyed by the double team from Trumbo and Roberts.
There's no way Steve Trumbo can stay with Kelly Tripucka out there at the top of the key. Bad matchup.
2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. Notre Dame hanging on to a very slim 1-point lead. Roberts close to fouling Woolridge. Here's Frank Arnold in the upper right-hand corner, watching what his Brigham Young defense is doing with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
Could be a jump. Woolridge has come very close to being tied up twice now.
2 minutes, 5 seconds. Trumbo wouldn't let Tripucka breeze by him. He's out very close to Tripucka, right near the middle of the floor. 1 minute, 55 seconds to go. Notre Dame leads 48-47. They get the ball to Sluby. Tracy Jackson is still being cared for at the Notre Dame bench.
And John Paxson is in one corner. He's one of the best ball handlers.
It's on Roberts of Brigham Young.
Five fouls on Fred Roberts, who's had a great second half for BYU.
So they fouled out Craig 2 minutes ago. With 1 minute 43, Roberts fouls out. Scoreless in the first half, had 9 in this half. Until perhaps tonight, the young man who's going to the foul line for Notre Dame, Orlando Woolridge, as Frank Arnold will bring on Timo Sarlainen to replace the fouled out Roberts. Orlando Woolridge had been in quite a bit of pain, both jumping and cutting, because of an injured left thigh that he suffered prior to the Virginia game. But he has been none the worse for wear tonight, even though that thigh is very heavily wrapped. Woolridge has been playing like he never had a thigh injury.
Great game so far. 8 for 9 from the field, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Game's leading scorer was 17.
Woolridge now still has 17. Trumbo rebounds. Big rebound for Trumbo. Here comes Ainge with 1 minute 35 going after a Brigham Young lead to Kite, and they call steps against Ainge, and they disallow the Brigham Young basket by Kite. Steps against Ainge. And he's really yelling at the officials. So Brigham Young does not go ahead. Notre Dame stays in front with 1 minute 34 to play.
Great play by Danny Ainge, bringing the ball up the floor. If he traveled, it must have been when he picked the basketball up. I couldn't see it.
Let's go, Auburn! Let's go, Auburn!
Jump ball. Now let's see if the break pays off for Brigham Young. 1 minute, 17 seconds. Ainge is talking to Kite, to Sarlainen, to Trumbo, and to Baloff, and we have a timeout on the floor. Only 1 minute 17 to play. Notre Dame 48, Brigham Young 47. And the jumpers will be Woolridge and Sarlainen. Trumbo has it. And with 1 minute 14 to play, let's see if Brigham Young can go ahead. It's down by 1. It's trying to break Ainge free behind a screen of Trumbo. Baloff from 16 feet. And Brigham Young is ahead. 49, 48. Baloff's 15-foot jumper. With
Greg
a minute
Baloff
to play.
has had a great second half, and he's given his team quite a lift.
Baloff, Sarlainen, Trumbo, and Kite.
BYU in a 3-2 zone.
40 seconds to play. Digger Phelps crouching at the Notre Dame bench. Frank Arnold leaning forward, seated at the Brigham Young bench. 30 seconds to play. Notre Dame trails by 1. 25 seconds to play. Digger Phelps says, give us our last timeout. 49-48 with 24 seconds. DeAndre just inside the timeline. 20 seconds to play.
BYU comes out in a man-to-man defense. Ainge on Paxson.
15 seconds to play. Notre Dame has to do something different. Sensational. Trapuka shot with 9 seconds. Notre Dame ahead by 1. And Brigham Young has 8 seconds to win the ball game.
Kelly Trapuka on the floor in pain. He's got a cramp in his leg after that pressure shot. What a great shot. A little bit out of his normal range. He shot the fall away. It was nothing but net.
All right, it's on the left calf of Kelly Trapuka. Trapuka with 14 points, 12 in this half. Notre Dame's defense slides down to the opposite end of the floor, and there are 8 seconds to go. Ainge against Paxson. 5 seconds. Inside. Ainge scores with 2 seconds. 1 second on the clock. It is all over. It is all over. But it looked like Notre Dame was going to have Kelly Trapuka as the hero. The
What a
hero's
great
banner
drive
is
by-
lost by Notre Dame, and the hero's banner goes to Danny Ainge. Frank Arnold and Brigham Young have won this glamour game 51-50.
And Danny Ainge took that ball from one end of the floor, went between 3 Notre Dame players, once behind his back, laid it in up over Woolridge. What a great basketball play. Did not have a great game, but what a great play at the end.
All right, the horn has ended the game.
Thanks to great camera play, we're going to get a look at this last 8 seconds. Ainge, full speed. Here he goes behind his back, between 3 players, into the middle of the lane, changes direction, up over Woolridge. What a basketball play. Perhaps
All right.
the highlight of the college basketball this year.
It appeared that Notre Dame, and here's the dejection of Kelly Trapuka. This shows the full story and the impact of the Notre Dame defeat. We'll be back to bring you highlights after these messages, and the final score is Brigham Young 51, Notre Dame 50.